Alright, thank you for checking out this video. We're at Lake Bogue Homa in Laurel, Mississippi. This is the Pinebelt Bass Club's kayak tournament for April, and we're going to try to catch a few. It's best 3 fish, 10-inch minimum. We do catch them today, so stick with it. And we can take off at 6:15. First cast is at 6:30. I'm trying to go across the lake. And on my way paddling, it's already getting daylight, so instead of making it all the way to the back like I was originally going to, I spot this pad line over here in the distance, about midway up the lake. So I'm kind of approaching it, drifting up to it, waiting on 6:30, and here we go. These are my first casts. Starting off with Old Faithful. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know this is my favorite topwater to start with, the Shimano World Pop. So I'm just working the outside of this pad line here, and then later on I'm going to go inside the pads a little bit, try to fish some holes if I can, see if there's anything lurking. That fish hit at the worst time. Alright, our first bass, only a few minutes in the tournament. Alright, so that photo was taken at 6:34. I've only been fishing about 4 minutes. Roughly, it doesn't even feel like that long. And first fish, pretty good fish too. Good way to start. Boom, that's our second fish in just a couple minutes. It's tough keeping them out of those pad stems, but we got this guy in the net. It's going to be our second fish. Very good start. 2 fish in like less than 10 minutes. Alright, I think we may have a little something figured out. These bass are just all in these pads, and they seem to be pretty aggressive this morning. We're going to keep it going. Boom, there's another little guy. We're not going to stick this guy on the board because he's clearly smaller than 12 inches. Now, I know I said I could measure 10 inches, but I kind of forgot about that here. Too short. Worked all in those pads that were deep along the bank, didn't get anything else. So I've turned around and I'm working some scattered pads out towards the middle of this little pocket now. Just seeing what I can do out in the middle. And that retrieve, if you haven't seen it before, I just pop it, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 times, and I give it a rest. You know, I may rest it between like 2 seconds, sometimes I rest it 5 seconds. And when it rests, that flash boot sheet is going, and that's whenever they hit it.
There's one.
Alright, so they do seem to be out in the middle of the pads too. Alright, so that is our third fish. Sigh of relief. It was my first time coming to this lake, so I was hoping to avoid a skunk, and we've done it. So whatever happens in this tournament, I feel okay now.
Alright, just got number 3. Got the picture of it. All on Topwater. World Pop 69.
So I worked around that point, and then I'm going kind of up the north bank here on that east side. I found some more pads when I got around that point, so now I'm focusing on those pads, doing the same thing as I did in that little cove, just working that World Pop on the outside of the pads. Then I'm going to work on the inside of the pads a little bit. Alright, Topwater does seem to be the deal for me today, so that's number 4 on the board. So number 5 total, so doing pretty good. Alright, so in this next little area here, these pads are so thick there's not really much room to cast a bait and work it, and most of your casts end up smack on a lily pad and you're hung up. This next little section was kind of interesting because I did manage to make one good cast up through here and work a little hole, and when I did, there was a fish on it.
I got one. Ain't big enough to measure. I ain't even gonna put it on the board.
My topwater bite did not go away, but I'm going to try to go out to the middle and try to crank some of these trees with a hybrid hunter and see if I can't upgrade to a better quality fish. Because all of those topwater fish were only about 15 or so inches. And I'm just cranking around the base of these trees. Alright, that's pretty awesome because I have only been cranking just a couple minutes, and I caught this first fish here, and it seems to be a pretty decent one. It'll be an upgrade.
You're there.
So on this next little section here, I'm going to make a cast out, and my front hook is going to wrap around my line, and it's going to mess up the action of the crankbait to where I can't really reel it without the bait spinning. So I'm going to end up twitching it like a topwater and getting the fish that way. So keep an eye out for that. See if you can spot it.
But thus far I haven't gotten any big ones. Oh, is he gonna hit it? Oh my gosh, that was a fish. Here he goes.
Just that whole situation there was just kind of a happy accident. But it worked out. I guess that fish would have hit a topwater bait had I thrown that in there.
He'll be an upgrade, I think, but he ain't that big. 10 or better, probably more than 10.
Right after that last fish, I caught 2 more, upgrades, 17 3/4 and a 20 1/4 inch. But my GoPro had powered itself off because the cable that I was external powering it come unplugged and the thing just shut down without telling me. So didn't get those on film, unfortunately, but I did catch those for an upgrade. Alright, that was unfortunate. We lost that guy on a crankbait, but it's okay. I don't think he would have upgraded us. Our total was 54.5 inches. We had a 20 1/4, a 17 3/4, and a 16 1/2. I believe it was 54.5 inches. It's starting to rain now, and it's starting to thunder, and the lightning's getting kind of bad. So I'm going to go ahead and call it in because I don't really want to get this camera soaked because it's not completely waterproof with that audio mod on it. 54.5 inches was good enough for 3rd place. Had a pretty good day out there. Caught a lot of fish. Caught some pretty good fish too. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.